Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and talk about how I let emotions get the best of me with some Netflix call options that I traded this morning. If you guys have been following the channel, you know that I've been using a strategy that utilizes the 9-period exponential moving average to find stocks that I want to get into, that I want to continue to ride higher throughout the day. Now today, Netflix was a perfect setup that I went ahead and took and was quickly up on the position. I went ahead, alerted this trade in the Discord chat, and showed the group how this was a great technical setup. It was a bullish run on the stock, and it was holding the 9-period exponential moving average in the morning. I was quickly up on the position, and Netflix went ahead and took a small dip. Now, when I saw that position go from green to red, slightly red, I started to get emotional. I started to think about what could happen if maybe Trump tweeted something, or if there was some bad economic data that came out, and the market went ahead and took a sudden dump. So what I did was I closed that position for a $15 gain, nothing too exciting. But after exiting that position and looking at the chart with a clear head, not holding a position, I realized that I should not have exited. Looking at the 9-period exponential moving average on the 5-minute, the trade was still valid. It was still something that I liked on my strategy. And unfortunately, it went ahead, curled up, and I missed out on a really big opportunity. So what I want to do is I want to jump into the charts. I want to show you what I was looking at on Netflix in the morning, why I thought it would have a bullish run when the market opened, and how it aligned with my strategy in the morning. I'll show you where I got into it, and I'll show you where I got out and started to get emotional on this position. I hope that after watching this video, you'll see the mistakes that I made, and hopefully it's something that you can avoid in the future and make some really great trades off of. Before we get into this video, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button. It'll help out the video and really help out the channel. And make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned for some future videos and some future technical breakdowns on some of the trades that I take. Alright guys, so I got the charts pulled up here on Netflix. I got the 1-minute and the 5-minute. We're going to break this down, and I'll also show you what I was looking at pre-market and why I was bullish on Netflix in the morning. So I was calling this out, doing some technical analysis for the group here. This is the technical analysis section where every morning I sort of post what I'm looking at. And this was the one I was looking at on Netflix. So Netflix was forming a bullish flag here. I'll zoom in here. You can see that this was a bullish flag, and I thought that any break above this flag would be a really nice move to the upside. So I was watching that pre-market, and we were talking about it in the after hours chat. So I was saying bullish flag here, very interested in any upside, above that flag and any kind of breakout. So we had exactly that. We had a breakout above that flag. So if I go to the 30-day 1 hour, and I'll show you where that flag was forming. It was right here, and we had a really nice breakout right above that flag. So right in the pre-market, we bursted right through it, and I was very interested on this move. So going back to show you where I got into this trade and breaking down, the mistakes that I made and how I missed out on this really nice move that I was actually watching, all the way since the pre-market. So zooming into the morning here, I got into this trade, calling it out in the alert in the chat room here, Desi trade section. I got into it at 9:37. I got a 5:30 call, an October 9th 5:30 call, and I bought it because I saw a pullback on the 9-period exponential moving average on the 1-minute. My average cost was 9.46, and I said how I really liked that it was breaking out of this flag. So 9:37 was when I entered, and that was right here on this 1-minute pullback back to the 9-period exponential moving average. So I saw this pullback here on the 1-minute, and I went ahead and executed these options. Now, as I said earlier, I was quickly up in the position. Netflix turned around and started to pump higher, found some resistance at 528, a double top here, and that's when I started to get a little bit emotional and thought that, maybe this was just a short-term pump on Netflix and how I could get turned on here, and I really don't want that to happen. But what I failed to do was I failed to look over here on the right side, and I failed to trust the 5-minute chart. So on the 1-minute, you can see that we did break below the 9-period exponential moving average. Right here, you can see that we had 2 red candles, consecutive red candles below it. We also had 2 right here. And that is sometimes a sign for me to get out. But for me to actually get out of position, if I stay, without any emotions, I usually will look at the 5-minute chart and make sure that there is 2 consecutive red candles below the 5-minute chart. That's my alert to get out of the trade and to take my losses or to take my profits. So looking at the 5-minute, there was not one time where there was 2 consecutive red candles below this 9-period exponential moving average. You can see we did fall back a little bit, and at this time my position would be turning red at that point. But if I trusted my analysis, if I trusted my strategy, I would have saw this right here, this red candle breakthrough, and I would have had to see one more candle close below the 9 period to go ahead and get out and take my loss. But what you can see is we turned right back around. We did not have 2 consecutive candles, and after that point, we continued higher on a really nice trend. So I did get out of this position. I got out right here for an $18 profit at 9.57. 9.57 was right here on the 1 minute. I saw that Netflix was starting to, fail the momentum. It was starting to break down. And at this candle right here, where we broke below the 9 period exponential moving average, I got out, I got emotional, and I just took an $18 profit. Now, if I trusted my analysis, like I said, you can see that we really went a whole lot higher. So on the 5 minute, if I break down this 5 minute, we can see that not one time up until midday did the chart fall below the 9 period exponential moving average. So zooming in for you guys that may be on mobile so you can really see this. Right here, we did break below it. We had 1 candle break below it, but not 2 consecutive. So trade is still valid according to my strategy. You can see we continued higher, found support on the 5 minute. Right here, 1 break below it, not 2 consecutive candles. So I still should be holding at this point. Another one right here, still closing above this green candle, not 2 consecutive candles. So according to the strategy, I should still be holding this trade. Right here was the point that maybe I would have went ahead and took my profits. So you had 2 consecutive red candles breaking below the 9 period exponential moving average. And at that point, that's where I probably should have exited the trade. But unfortunately, I got faked out over here on the 1 minute, took an $18 profit. That could have been a whole lot more. So moral of the story here, guys, is that I was looking at this 1 minute chart. I was stuck looking at the short time frame. I wasn't looking at the whole picture. I was getting emotional, and I wasn't looking at that 5 minute chart that aligned with my strategy. If I would have stuck to my guns, if I would have trusted the technical analysis that I did in the pre-market, as well as the strategy that I do with the 9 period exponential moving average, this could have been a really nice trade, and it should have been a really nice trade. But as you guys know, we're all humans. We get emotional sometimes in trading, and that's something that I try to cut out as much as possible. Some of the choppiness over the last few days has definitely been in the back of my head while trading, worried about what if a tweet comes out, what if the market suddenly takes a dip, and I take somewhat of a large loss on this trade. So something to keep in mind, something that hopefully you guys can learn from. You can see the mistake that I made here, that I wasn't looking at these 2 time frames. I was only stuck on this 1 minute, being too short-minded, too closed-minded to look at this other time frame and make sure that this sort of trade worked out better for me. All right, guys, so there is the breakdown of the Netflix trade. Obviously, I'm upset that I did not take the most advantage of this move, calling it out in the pre-market, watching it throughout the day. It was a great setup, and it really aligned with the strategy. On one side, I'm upset, but on the other side, I'm happy that the strategy worked, that if I did not, exit that position and I stuck to my guns there, it would have worked out. It would have been a great trade. And going into the future, obviously, I'm going to continue to watch this strategy, and I'm happy that it worked out here, and I'm sure it will work out into the future. Hopefully, after watching this, you'll see the mistakes that I made, how I got emotional, how I didn't look at both time frames, and something that you guys can take away and improve in your trading into the future. If you want to learn more about the trading strategy that I've been using, check out my last 2 videos. It's about the strategy. One of them on my Zoom calls, how I made a really nice profit using this strategy, and the one before that, breaking down this strategy, really in depth. If you want to join the Discord chat where I do analysis in the morning for everyone, where we call out trades live, go ahead and press that first link in the description below. Join 1,200 other traders that talk on a daily basis. If you want to start your trading journey, get into options trading with free commissions, make sure to check out Webull, the second link down below. Join with that link. You get a free stock, I get a free stock. It's a win-win for both of us. Before you guys go and enjoy the rest of your day, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for some future videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.